you ever felt too shy to speak up when you had something you wanted to say? Have you ever felt too scared to try something new because you were afraid that people would look at you for being a beginner and you wouldn't know exactly what was going to happen? Have you ever been afraid that people would judge you because like you were supposed to magically know how to do everything the first try and for it to be perfect? If you have ever felt afraid, worried, scared, anxious, shy, then this video is for you. Keep watching because I am going to tell you the one thing that changed my entire life from this life lesson I learned. And I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you to be able to overcome your fears. I'm Rita, your confidence coach. And what if I told you that you could overcome all of your fears, even conquer them? That you wouldn't have them in the back of your mind anymore. So when you wanted to speak up, you could do it. So when you wanted to try something new, you wouldn't be afraid. Do you ever feel like you're sort of battling yourself? You want to say something, but then something's holding you back? That's your subconscious mind. And I have a new program, the Self-Love Revolution program, that will help you retrain your subconscious mind. I am so excited about this program. I have seen it work in my own life and so many others. It really takes it to the next level of confidence and overcoming. Now, you could get more confident in many ways. Today, we're going to talk about 3 tips. And you can keep working, but in the back of your mind, do you feel like you still have that holding you back? I felt that way. I felt like I was working against myself all the time, trying to get more and more confident. You see, I used to be shy. I used to be so shy, I didn't even talk. I only spoke to my close friends and family. My teacher would call on me at school, my face would turn red, and I would not speak a word. I wouldn't even say, I don't know, or just, I would just do nothing. I was so painfully shy. So how did I overcome that? I was fighting myself, pushing myself. And today I have been reminded of this one time that I pushed myself and I learned this amazing lesson that literally changed my life. And I hope that I can change yours too. See, it's raining outside today, and it doesn't rain very often here in the Central California coast. And when it does, people are so scared. They have to like hunker down until the wet stuff stops falling from the sky. And all the rain and the wet stuff and people being scared just reminded me of the first and only time that I went for a mud run, a 5K mud run. And I like pushing myself outside of my comfort zone and trying new things because that helps build up my self-confidence. And this was around 2012 or 2013 when my friend asked me if I would like to do a 5K mud run with her. And I was like, absolutely. That looks like a lot of fun. I like to do color runs and different kinds of, St. Patty's Day run, like all kinds of 5Ks, 5K running. I was into it. So we signed up and we went to the mud run and we got there and we were shocked at the amount of mud that was in the place. I think it was motocross track. And so it had lots of hills and valleys and rivers of mud. And for every hill, there was a deep, deep, deep valley of mud. We are talking waist deep mud. People were wading through the mud and we looked at each other like, this is not what we were expecting. And you could just sort of like go on the outskirts of the track and not really have to swim through the mud. Now there are some parts where we had to climb over things and crawl under things and it was fun. And, we got a little messy and a little muddy, but we purposely tried to avoid the rivers of mud because I did not want to run 5K with sloshy, muddy, soggy, wet shoes and socks. I get blisters and I was like, this is not what I thought. This is not what I expected. Just like so many things in life. We arrived and we're like, what is this? Well, we should have known. We signed up for a mud run. It was our first one. So we're doing the mud run. We're having fun. We like climb over walls and climb under things. And we get to this river of mud. And the only thing between you and the other side were 2 logs, 2 round cut logs, and they were covered in mud, and there were people everywhere, and nobody was making it across those logs because they were covered in mud from head to toe. They were sloshy, they were slippery, they were sliding. As soon as they got on that log, they started falling, and everybody was falling. So somebody would get on the log, start going, oh, and then fall, and then somebody else would get on and fall. And she looked at me and was like, Rena, we have to find a way around this. And I said, no, we can make it. Look, we're not muddy. We can make it. We can do this. She was like, I don't know. I might have to walk like all the way around the entire track just to avoid this, river of mud. And I said, no, I think we can do it. And I said, let's just run across, just run straight across, and I'll go first. So I hopped on that log and I ran all the way across. Not super fast, like jogged all the way across. And I got to the other side and I stepped off onto the dirt and I screamed and like jumped up and down. People started cheering for me because nobody had gone across that log yet. And she looked at me like, I don't know if I can do this. And I said, you can do it. You can do it. And the words that came out of my mouth said, you can do anything if you do it with confidence. And it was like my mind exploded and my soul expanded, and I learned this valuable lesson. And I kept telling myself, you can do anything when you do it with confidence. You can do anything when you do it with confidence. You could do it. Like, I just kept repeating it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I learned this lesson. Like, my program was upgraded. Like, oh, confidence. That's the key. It's confidence. Oh my gosh. So I told her, just run with confidence. You can do it. She ran across. We cheered. We were so happy. We like high-fived, we hugged, we kept going. We did all the other mud activities. We got to the end. There was a slide that went into this little pool of bubbles, like a big bubble bath, but it wasn't a lot of water. It was mostly just bubbly bubbles. And there was like this human car wash thing where everybody got clean. It was a lot of fun. There were vendors, pictures. It was a really fun event in the end. And we didn't have to run the whole time with a soggy, wet, that was my phone, feet the whole time. So I learned the most important lesson of my life. In fact, a pivotal lesson that changed the way I thought. Now, sometimes our brains will go through a major life event. Now, this wasn't a major life event. It wasn't like death, divorce, catastrophe. It was just running across a log. But that was a major event in my mind, somehow changed it. Now, unless you have a major life event, how do you change your thinking? Like, whatever makes you look back on your life and say, wait a second, why do I do it this way? Why do I believe this way? What is the thing that makes you look back and change? We don't often do that. Every once in a while, events like this happen. This literally changed my life. You may have had some life-changing events in your life as well that like changed your thinking and upgraded your life and made you realize what was important and what you could do to live a fuller life. But I have learned a technique, and it's a really simple technique. It's the love technique. Self-love. Love is for everything. Love is for everyone. We know this, right? And love's a nice little acronym that we use in this technique that literally retrains your brain to think differently so that you're not held back by your fears anymore. So when I learned that day that confidence overcomes, my brain made a new neural pathway that I can do things with confidence. I just showed my brain that it was possible to run across a log without falling, because I had this deep fear of falling. When I was younger, I thought I was afraid of heights. I would get on a ladder and like, oh. I would go up on escalators, and really high escalators. We used to go regularly to watch baseball games. My family loves baseball, and they had these tall escalators to get to the nosebleed seats. And I would ride on them and be scared to death, but I would do it anyway because I was a kid. I like being scared, I guess. And I thought I had a fear of heights, but turns out I have a fear of falling, because when I'm secure, when I ride on a thing with the parachute, paragliding, not jumping out of a plane, but the paragliding, and I'm all strapped in and secure, I'm not scared at all, and I'm just like floating in the sky. So I realized that I'm not actually afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling. And so at this time in my life, I was still afraid of falling. So it was a big like shift for my mind to run across that log and overcome that fear of falling. And the fear used to be so bad that I would like shake and get kind of wobbly when I was up high. And now, more and more, pushing myself, I don't even have that experience at all. So, takeaways. Here are my 3 tips. First tip for having more confidence in your life is to get out of your comfort zone. Push yourself to do the things that are hard for you to do. Sign up for those things. Show up for those things. Do the thing that is hard, the thing that scares you. Running across the log, it changed my life. It would have never happened if I hadn't pushed myself, gone out of my comfort zone to go to that mud run. So get out of your comfort zone. Get a buddy. I had a running buddy. We were there together. We encouraged each other. It was amazing. So step 1, get out of your comfort zone. Step 2 is to have courage. All it takes is 20 seconds of courage to do something. 20 seconds. Don't worry about it. Don't deliberate it. Don't give your subconscious mind time to worry. What if someone sees me? What if I fall? What if I start shrinking down? Keep yourself expansive so that you can learn and grow. Have courage. It only takes 20 seconds of courage before you get to step 3, which is take action. So the action is what moves you and takes you to the other side. What would have happened if I would have stepped on that log, hesitated, and lost my courage? I am sure I would have slipped. That log was covered in slippery mud. I'm sure I would have slipped sooner or later. If I hesitated, I would have slipped. You just have to go. Just take action. Just go. And I know this is a metaphor, but I love metaphors. As an English teacher, I speak in metaphors all the time. They just make sense to my mind. So this is a metaphor for your life, this mud run. How would it feel in your life when you come to that log across the mud, or you come to any obstacle in your life, to be able to say, no, I can do this. I know I can. And to step and go with confidence. Imagine how that would feel. Imagine the difference when I was younger and I was so shy and scared and I came to something. You know what I'd say? I can't do that. I don't do that. That's not even a thing that I would consider. I'm not going to do that. And now I look at it and say, yes, I can do that. Do you see the difference? See how upgrading my thinking and changing my mind literally changed everything? Because now I can come across any obstacle that comes my way with confidence, because my mind knows now that I can do anything with confidence. Because I raised that standard. I raised that level of thinking through that life event. Now, life happens, but we're not always having those major events. So if you're ready to upgrade and raise the standard on your life, click the link, fill out the application, because I will work with you through this process to literally reprogram your brain. All you have to do is show your brain that there's another way to do things, that you don't have to be scared to be protected. That when you run across the log, you feel amazing. You feel so proud. You feel accomplished. You feel successful. And those feelings are way better than feeling scared. But your subconscious mind doesn't know that. Your subconscious mind is just trying to protect you from falling. Nobody wants to fall, especially in public with people around. So your subconscious mind is just trying to protect you. It's hard to make it understand without this technique or a major life event. Can you relate? Have you ever had a major life event that made you change your mind? Or can you relate having to try to argue with yourself, trying to change your own mind, like talking yourself up for something? Well, all we have to do is go through this process and we can easily change your mind, raise your standard, and up level your thinking so you don't have that subconscious brain holding you back. That you can take control and use your conscious brain to do the things that you want to do. Imagine how great that would feel to be able to just go forth without fear and do the things you want to do. It's life-changing, I'm telling you. All right, so remember my 3 tips. First, get out of your comfort zone. The second, have courage. It only takes 20 seconds. Third, take action. Try this. Let me know how it works. If you want to keep in touch, sign up. I have a Google form. and let me know how it went, or just comment below. Did you try these tips? Have you noticed any difference? What do you think? All right, stay tuned for more tips on confidence. Like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.